So I got a Riff Raff story for you. Remember the old place when we were renting a year and a half, 2 years ago? I'd always have these little Riff Raff stories. My dad had his own Riff Raff story. I've got a Riff Raff story for you. You're gonna love this. So it's Saturday. I'm over here near Clearwater Beach, Florida. My friend Cliff, you know, the one I told you about, has passed on. We had a little bit of a gathering today. It wasn't a funeral. It was more of a celebration of life kind of an event where we all just showed up, hang out, talked, you know. I had a picture of him on this TV, pictures and things, you know. And so I'm seeing some of my friends, you know, I haven't seen in a while, some of them. And my buddy Shannon, he owns his own lawn care company. He's been doing this for a long time. He has sometimes 2 to 3 crews that go out for him. We're just chatting about stuff, and he's telling me how the 3 Mexican guys he has, they're great. They come in, they don't call out, you know, they're there, they're on time, they do a good job, they don't break stuff, you know. But they tend to want a little bit more per hour than some of the other people. But aside from that, the other people, the non-Mexicans, the Americans, boss, I'm not feeling good, can't come in today. Hey boss, can you lend me $50? I need it. Well, if you came to work every day and did your freaking job, you'd have money, and yeah, you gotta. He said, I just go through employees, and this is kind of what it is. He says, you know, from that to, you know, customers calling me, hey, my sprinkler's broken, hey, this is damaged, or I said, wow, how often do you get a phone call? From a customer or something broken? Yeah, oh, probably daily. There's a customer calling me at least once a day with something that they're complaining about based off of the job, or, you know, they cut, but they didn't blow the stuff out of my driveway, whatever. So he's like, oh, matter of fact, just today. They got both crews out, they're doing it. Oh, we forgot to put the blowers on the truck. Boss, we forgot to put the blowers on the truck. And I'm thinking, are you telling me something like a leaf blower is something these guys forgot? He's like, exactly. Something they do every single day. We load the trucks up, we do the thing every single day. Oh, we forgot today to blow the leaves. So they gotta send it back, go get the leaf blower, they gotta borrow it off the other truck, and he's like, just, it's one thing after another. You just can't find good help. He's like, I've been through all kinds of people. So he says, you know, I've had a policy of don't leave the keys in the truck. Like, if you're not there, you don't have the keys in the car. You take the keys with you. You know, pretty simple request. I'm like, yeah, I would think you'd do that in your own car. You wouldn't just leave your keys in your car while you went inside the store, would you? Much less a truck with a trailer with lawn equipment, you know. And his Riff Raff crew, I'll label them as the Riff Raff crew. The Mexicans do great, by the way. They're not the Riff Raff crew, they are the solid team. But the Riff Raff crew are mowing. They get the mowers, the 2 zero-turn mowers off. I think there's 2 of them in that crew, 2 guys, 2 or 3. And so the mowers are off, and then when they go start mowing, before they get the weed whackers and the blowers and the other equipment. Some guy's driving by on a bicycle, looks in the truck. Oh, the keys are in it, in the ignition. Or I'm assuming they were right in the ignition. Anyways, they saw the keys. Puts his bike in the back of the bed of the truck with the trailer still attached with lawn equipment on there, not the mowers, but other lawn equipment. Drives off. This happened less than a month ago, my buddy tells me. My buddy has GPS systems on both of his vehicles, 2 or 3 of his vehicles, because he needs to track his employees. You know, where are you guys at? Why are you over there when you're supposed to be over here? You know, that kind of a thing. Which is nonsense in and of itself. Why do you have to track your employees? Like, can't you just find a freaking good person to work for you and be happy? Like, no, there's always something wrong. So, unfortunately, he's got to do that too. But fortunately, he had that on there. So they call him up, oh my God, boss, someone just came in and stole the truck, you know. So he looks on his phone, pulls up the GPS app, says, all right, I'll call the police. So he calls 911. My lawn care, you know, trailer and truck just got stolen. I have GPS attached to it. I can tell you where they're going and updates about every 60 seconds. Okay. So he's telling them, okay, they're going on this street. All right, they've turned left here. All right, they're stopped in front of this house. I don't know the address, but it's the very last house on the right side of the street. Because he's looking down, like, it was kind of a view of like Google Earth. You know, it wasn't like the regular map. It was like a satellite view. So you could tell there's a, you know, there's a house there, whatever, that kind of a thing. So, so he's giving him the, you know, updates. And at one point, I think he had a deputy on the phone, or through dispatch somehow was connected to the deputy directly. They had a helicopter in the air. I mean, they realize they can get the guy's stuff back, so they're going to send up the helicopter. You know, they're not going to send a helicopter up just because the car was stolen. They don't know which way it went. But they've got tracking. Okay, we're going to put a helicopter up. So the helicopter gets them, and then they hang up with him, saying, okay, we're going to hang up with you now. We've got him in sight. So the helicopter is now giving out all the calls where they're going. And he's watching on his phone the, you know, where the truck's going, and so he goes, maybe a minute or so after they hung up with me, I start getting alerts through the GPS system that, you know, hard brake detected, hard acceleration detected, you know. So he's like, I figured they probably lit him up, turned the lights on, and tried to, you know, box him in or something. And he said they told me they ended up trying to use the spike strip on him. I thought, oh crap, they gotta spike the tires, you know, I'm gonna have to at least, well, better to get your truck back, you know, than not get it back, at least just paying for tires. But ultimately they didn't hit, so his tires are fine. So this is called one for the good guys. This is when one of the good guys finally wins. You know, this is not normally what normally you hear, oh, they stole all his equipment, they sold it all, they pawned it, his truck was found down an alley somewhere, burned up in flames, you know. But that, my friends, is not how this story ends. So he sees the thing finally stops, maybe at a dead-end street or something. The cops have this guy surrounded. It was two guys in the truck, and one takes off running, jumps a fence, goes into somebody's backyard, obviously just trying to get away. This is phenomenal. You're going to love this. Jumps the fence, gets trapped and entangled in an effing booby trap. Booty trap, that's what I said, booty trap. No, booby trap. That's what I said. Come on, guys. $50 bill. He gets caught in a booby trap. Why the hell does who's this random person that has a booby trap? Well, he says the cop told me after speaking with the homeowner, because they arrested the guy, they got him. He had been broken into so many times, he's had enough and locked down his backyard with booby traps that would ensnare somebody. And they got his ass. One down, one to go, and then with the help of the helicopter and everything else, they got the other guy. They got both guys, and he got all of his equipment back. He got his trailer back. He got his truck back. The only thing that was missing was the trailer hitch receiver, just a little ball. Because when they stopped at that house where he told them they're sitting here for a bit of time at this last house in the corner before the cops had caught up, now that we know what happened, they dropped the trailer off at the house in the backyard actually, and then took all the lawn equipment out of the trailer, put it in the back of the bed of the truck, and then drove the truck off. And that's around getting close to when the cops finally caught up to him. So he got all of his equipment back, he got his truck back. There were no pop tires from the spike strips because they missed. Oh, I'm just spitting. Oh, I'm spitting. Remember that story? I'm spitting. So it was just it was a nice Riff Raff story. And I'm thinking, I remember a story, I was doing a video on it, and it was about I think a northeastern state that was growing strawberry or tomatoes or something, and it was around the time when kind of cracking down on illegal immigration, and the farmer said they didn't show up today, all of our crops are just dying off because we had nobody to pick them, and you know, the law enforcement in this area is really cracking down. And he says, you know, the problem is I cannot hire good working Americans. They will not work and do what we need done. So the illegals come in, they work, they do a good job, you know. So he was a little frustrated. But again, we're talking about an illegal alien in this case. My buddy's Mexican employees, they're not illegal, they're legal. So naturally, I'd say, well, get your legal citizenship and then come back, you know. But it reminded me of that story where that guy couldn't get any good help. And is it possible because, you know, food prices are so manipulated and controlled by the government, the Fed, or the, you know, the COMEX market, that a farmer can't pay wages he'd like to pay because, you know, it's just too competitive. And therefore, he's got to use illegals. But if you actually had a good price, got a good price for your product, maybe you could hire good working Americans. But my friend seems to think, you know, which he's got the experience, I've hired a bunch of people, and I've fired a bunch of people, and I've hired a bunch more. He's like, get this, it gets better. Right after the incident with the keys left in there, I had to remind everybody, I've told you before, not to leave the keys in these trucks. So he says, we're going out for the morning to start some jobs, and we both go, my one truck's already at the gas station, and they have a little place inside where you can get some breakfast or whatever. He says, so I pull up on the pump on the next side in my truck with his crew, right after that, and to fill up, and looks over in the truck. Guess what he sees hanging from the ignition? Guess what else he sees not in the vehicle? Keys in the car, or truck, nobody even standing next to the vehicle, anywhere around the vehicle. They are all inside getting something to eat. So he says, all right, I just had a truck stolen, lucked out on that. Lucked out that I got all the equipment unscathed. I just had to buy a trailer receiver, no big deal, 20, 30 bucks. But we just had another discussion about this because of what had happened, and I had to reiterate, don't do that. And they did it again. So I took the keys out of the ignition, put them in my truck, and just sat there and waited. Here they come. One guy comes in, he's looking around, looks in the glove box, back seat, goes back inside the restaurant, comes back out again. He says, "No, hey, are you looking for something?" No. Okay. Because if you're looking for the keys, you're not going to find them. I got them. Oh, man. Yeah. I want you to go ahead and go home and take the rest of the day off. I don't know if he said I can't remember if he said he fired him after that or not, but you're in a hard place when if I fire him, that's one less guy I've got. Not that he does a great job anyways. They call out all the time, but at least it's somebody working. So let me just send him home for the day. But then that guy's going to call you later. Boss, can I borrow 50 bucks? Can I borrow? Because I didn't get my hours in and I'm, you know, living paycheck to paycheck, and I do a sucky job at work and I hardly come in, so it's my own fault, of course. And that is what he deals with. So I pity the fool, as Mr. T would say. For just, what do you do? He's like, man, I don't know what to do. He's like, I'm ready to just quit the whole damn thing, you know, but do something else. I'm like, man, I hear you. I remember working at a repair shop. I've mentioned this before, when I got right out of high school and during high school. And they decided, let's get in the towing business. And those trucks cannot sit for a minute. We went with AAA, and they've got to be running calls constantly to just barely pay the bills. And we noticed that the only people interested in being a tow truck driver, I'm just going to use the word lightly, Riff Raff, with a record worse than terrible criminal record. Not just, well, it's a felony of no big deal, even though it's a felony. No, pretty rough felonies, multiple felonies. Oh, well. And we look at the pile of applications, and that's all there is. So let's go through the pile and find the best of the worst. And we had the same kind of problems. Boss, I'm not feeling, not even a boss, I don't feel good. We'd get some of those. Most of the time it was, where's Jabroni with the tow truck? We'd have no idea. Jimmy, my boss's brother, stop working on these cars. Get in your car, go over to this house, see if the tow truck's over there. Knock on his door, get him out of bed. All right. He's not answering, you know, back then we had pagers. They're not answering his pager. All right. Knocking, banging, nope, no answer. He has the keys to the truck, so we don't have the spares either. So the truck has to sit there now and not run until this guy wakes up or whatever? Yeah, okay. Make sure we got extra spares this time, okay? Next time it happens, Jimmy, stop working on the car, get in the tow truck. That tow truck payment we have to make, and the insurance, which is astronomical. That truck can't sit. So the cars we're working on, sorry about y'all's luck. We know we told you to be later today. It's probably gonna be tomorrow by the time we finish fixing your car. Of course, we can't tell them that. You know, customers get pretty pissed off. It'll be done tomorrow, you know, thanks. And then Jimmy's now devastated from working all day in the tow truck and is tired, but then has to wake up early to come to regular work and then chew somebody's butt out for not showing up and asking what happened. Oh, I fell asleep, oh, this or all that. And it was the same kind of nightmare, the same kind of, we just couldn't seem to get a decent person to run these tow trucks. And ultimately, he ended up selling it off and like kind of breaking even or just barely getting out of it. I don't even remember. But it's the same thing, you know. There are jobs out there. There are jobs out there. But the work ethic that's out there, my goodness. And I guarantee you, as I'm telling you all these stories, there are going to be a number of you. Joe, been there, done that. Joe, I used to do this. And if you feel like commenting about it, go for it. That's great. You don't have to. But I already know there's going to be a bunch of you. Yep, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what? There might even be some of you, because it's just statistics, right? There's one in every crowd. There might be one or two of you that was you I was talking about, so to speak, in your own little world wherever you live. You're the guy or girl that calls in all the time because you don't want to go into work. You're broke all the time. I want to get rich quick in crypto, and I don't want to have to. There's one thing old Jason at 4 can tell you or teach you or advise you of: work ethic. I have a damn work ethic that is just about, I'm going to say it, maybe second to none. And sometimes my wife gives me crap about, you know, I'm like, Evelyn, I know it's Thursday and Friday and I work from home, but that doesn't mean I can just leave whenever I feel like I can go like shopping with you or something, or it still pays our bills, you know. I got to remind her sometimes, you know, it's not a free pass to go whenever I want, whenever I want, you know. But I understand the value of a dollar, the importance of having money to well, to spend if you want to spend it, to pay your bills, have a little extra. And I just don't get it. You know, when I'm committed to something, I'm on it. Like, if I'm telling you I'm going to be your IT guy or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. And if I'm back there twiddling my thumbs, what else can I look around? How else can I help here? And that's what I did at my company that I work for. You guys need a CRM system. You guys can't be passing papers around all these different departments and re-entering it. This is stupid. But I don't know how to program, so let me look into this. And I did. That was 2007. By 2008, I'm starting to learn a little bit, making some little progress, etc. Next thing you know, here we are, 2018. The entire company is ran off this CRM system. Time cards, support tickets, leads, sales, you name it. We need that in America. I think with these Democrats in power and the handouts, everyone got used to it. It's real easy. Just get used to it. The handouts, I don't want to have to work, I just want to collect, you know. And when that stuff starts going away, I think we'll finally get some people back who actually work hard for their money. I'm not going to sing the song. I'm not doing it. Not going to sing it. But they do work hard for their money. Some people. But it's like, and that's the other thing. He's like, you know, and these are the same guys that are like, oh, you know, boss, I really need a raise. You know, I need to earn some more money. And these are the same guys that call in all the time. These are the same guys that are breaking stuff all the time, whether it's on my mower, they're breaking it. They ran over something that they know 50,000 times. They've been to the same house, the same sprinklers in the same spot, the same shut-off valve to the guy's pool is in the same spot it's been for the last 10 years. How the hell did you hit it and destroy it? And, you know, these are the guys who want I need more money, boss. You know, hey, boss. He's like, you know, it's somebody. He's like, they're coming like for a few days in a row, perfectly on time, and hey, boss, I'm here on time. You know, and then they're like trying to weasel their way into a raise because they're here on time. I'm like, congratulations, you're doing what I'm paying you for. What the? I'm like, my God, you know, society. Riff Raff, not just society, Riff Raff. But why can't he find somebody to do that. I mean, you talk what's minimum wage over here in Florida, or well, everywhere, I guess, $7.80 something an hour, whatever it is. I don't even know what it is these days. I mean, he's paying, depending, whatever, you know, 11, 12, 13, 14, even 15 an hour. Would you rather be flipping burgers for minimum wage, or would you rather be out riding a mower? You know, yeah, there's a little bit of labor involved as well. You know, I'm not saying it's going to be easier to be in the sun, but how many other jobs are outside in the sun? You know, it's not minimum wage. He's paying, you know, these people what it normally would pay for, you know, in that industry. And that's just the best he can get. And again, the Democrats, they want everybody on this system. They want them to get the free health care and just vote Democrat, because we can take immigrants from all kinds of third world countries, bring them in here, and the worst living environments in America are 10 times better than the environment where they came from. They're always going to vote Democrat. This is wonderful for them. But this is not the American lifestyle for the rest of us. So because of that system, it brings us down into that system automatically, because we can't afford to pay it. And the next thing you know, middle class is being wiped out like it has been. And then we have the super rich and the super poor, and then there's kind of everybody else in the middle, which used to be a nice healthy middle class, and it's not. However, we do have Donald Trump in the House. And I have not even looked. I was at this, you know, not funeral, but the event, my friend Cliff and his brother and everybody. So I haven't looked at the news since I got there. You know, like, I don't even know what has happened with the Kavanaugh vote. I don't even know. I'm not even going to look right now. But as soon as I'm done recording this, I'll be home here shortly. I will go ahead and take a little peek at the actual count. Was it 53 to 49 like Q said? Was it off by 1? I don't know. Find out. Take care.